Hey everybody. Today I'm pretty excited to show you something cool from a company that I have followed for a couple of years now. Diffbot has had some incredibly cool, complex, and deep APIs for searching against the web for quite some time now. And a couple of weeks ago, they released a brand new API that I want to show you today. Just a couple examples of it. So first and foremost, let me say that you can go to diffbot.com and you can sign up without needing a credit card. So everything I'm showing here today is something that you can play with and try yourself to see if you would like. Now, specifically, what they launched is a web search API. And they have this UI that you could test things out on before you write any code just to see if it makes sense to you at Diffie chat/search. And I will search for, I don't know, Dungeon Crawler Carl. No one's heard of that. But we could see immediately, what kind of results it gets back and how quick it works. And if you want to know a bit more about how this is working, you can actually take a look at their API docs for this particular feature. And one of the first things they say is that this is their index. It's not scraping Google or using some backdoor type way to get information. This is their own particular index and something that's been trained to, really provide better results than you may get elsewhere. And I absolutely love that in their documentation, they say that they want their results to assume that the user is not an idiot, which is always a good thing to do. So the API is actually really, really simple. And like I mentioned, you can get a key and you can test it for free. They have a Python SDK, but I built a quick example using just a little bit of JavaScript so you could see this in action. And you can see I'm going to grab my API token. And once I have that, I just hard coded a query. I hit against their REST API endpoint, and then I just dump the result. Each result is going to have a score, page URL title, and then a content kind of summary based on the match that will be in Markdown. And we'll go ahead and just change this real quick so you can see it run live. Dungeon Crawler Carl. All right, we'll run that again. And you can see it's near instantaneous, a third of a second. They do support increasing the number of results as well as other things that you can test and just, kind of see how it works for you. Now, I actually built something kind of cool with this, and I did it on Valtown. Valtown is a platform as a service where you can run code. I built many demos there, and I thought, let me build something kind of simple using their system and using a cron trigger where every week, what it's going to do, it's going to do a web search against, in this case, my name. It's going to look for 25 results, and then it's also going to do a filter based on the particular score. So this particular REST API endpoint, this is what you just saw. The only change is that I am asking for more results. And then when I get the results, I'm going to go ahead and filter by my particular score. Now, I did 0.5 scores go from 0 to 1. Your mileage may vary, but this then gives me a filtered set of hopefully higher quality results based on my query. Last thing I do is just kind of take it and package it up into an email. Not terribly complex. When I run this, and again, this will be run automatically every week based on my schedule, I get this little nice set of results. And you can see the scores. And this is pretty much what I expected. There were like one thing surprised me, like the letterbox result. I use that service, so that's not surprising, but I didn't know it was showing up in search. So quick and simple example. I will link to the source code for Valtown along with the REST API docs This is like the most trivial example of what you could do with their API. I'm going to follow this up with more examples showing more complex queries and processing that you could do with their API. And again, you can test this for free right now. Give it a shot. Let me know what you build.